Craig Bradley.
Ramiro was one of the interchange players for Footscray. I didn't quite notice. I think young Hargraves
yes,
might have been
was
on
one of the
bench.
others. Yep.
Big job for Brad Johnson on Craig Bradley. Good crowd at the MCG. Excellent conditions. Northerly wind. Madden just a touch. The Brownlow medalist Williams towards centre half forward. No one can take the mark. Danny Southern back into the side today. A little paddle out wide to Wallace. To West. Footscray should get clear. High kick. Travels about 40 metres. Hannah tried to mark from behind. Pearce reads the crumbs well. Tackled. Oh, good tackle again. And the ball out towards the boundary line. That was on Christo, and it's taken over the boundary line right next to the interchange area.
Yes, and I would have thought that Hannah perhaps should have punched in, even though he had a bit of a sit. When you're in doubt, you always go the thump from behind.
That was Tyson Lane, who kicked a couple of excellent goals last week against Hawthorn at Waverley. A lot expected of that young guy from Melton. Ball down towards Watts at half forward, or half back. Half back for Footscray. Wallace has it, loses it. It's out of bounds for another throw-in.
Usually you see the most important player in the opposition, as far as Footscray is concerned, picked up by Mark Hunter. Can you spot him anywhere, Roscoe?
He had
Mark
Platten
Hunter
last week, of course.
And he did a terrific job on Platten. The ball spills for Spalding to Pearce. Pearce can't get his left foot to it. Taken away by Croft. Tackled by Spalding. In goes Liberatore. Close to the ground. Must receive a free kick. Didn't have the football, Tony Liberatore, and he'll kick Footscray into attack.
He's picking up Williams.
So I think that's a good indication of the feeling in the Bulldog camp that Williams, if you allow him to run free, could cut you up. Silvani's got the football at left half back. Kicks towards the the centre wing area. Williams away to Camporelli. Camporelli in towards half forward. It goes through the players in that area. At the back, Kernahan. He's a beautiful kick for goal. Stephen Kernahan pumps it through for a goal to the Blues. Very good there for Kernahan to get a goal on the scoreboard early in this game. And the Blues brought it forward quite efficiently from half back. Silvani starting, Williams in it. And Roscoe, some good play by Carlton.
Well, they got it down quickly to Williams, Robbo, because he'd crossed the ground from the other side to make that position, and Hunter was just a little slow picking him up, and then the class there of Kernahan just shone out from 40 metres. Outstanding. That's his 599th career goal.
599, one to go for the 600 for Sticks Kernahan. Hannah tackled quickly by Lane. Ball thumped forward for Carlton up towards their half forward line. It was kicked off the ground by Clappe. Marking contest out in front of goals. None taken. Chance for Gleeson. Wants to get onto his right foot. Couldn't do so. A little chip shot down towards Pearce, who takes the mark. It came from Brett Ratton.
Yes, it was well done too, but he had good vision there, just doing the right thing rather than just blazing away to the square where there was a chance there wasn't going to be anyone there. He just spotted Pearce. The kick was good.
Brad Pearce, only 19 years of age. Or 23 rather. 7 matches, but he really looks a likely Colt, doesn't he? Great start to the year. Tries to draw it back, a la Peter Sumich with the left foot, and thumped through by Ilya Grigic for a rush behind to Carlton. The Blues doing all the scoring so far and leading by 7 points. Brad Pearce, as I said, a great start to the season for him.
Interesting how players cross from clubs and all of a sudden their careers seem to
blossom.
get a bit of a surge on, doesn't it?
Well, Clappe, another case in point, as Ross mentioned in our pre-match comments. Koutafidis, mark and/or free kick. Southern certainly made him earn it. As we watch Southern coming in.
Yeah, he looked to be going for the footy, but certainly a free kick.
Kernahan on the lead and marks. Will this be goal number 600 in an illustrious AFL career? 3 best and fairest. He's won the goal kicking 9 times at Carlton and captain since 1987. His best effort was 83 goals in 92. Bradley makes a lead. Johnson goes with him. But Kernahan obviously fancy his chances here.
Oh, he kicked the distance, I think, Peter. No trouble about that.
Right on 49 metres. Goes at goal. He's missed it to the near side and 1 behind. So 1-1 to Steve Kernahan today out of Carlton's tally of 1-2.
It's a good start by Kernahan too, because he struggled a bit in the round 1 and then missed last week with a bit of a niggly groin, and good to see him start that way. Be very happy with it.
Stanfield for Footscray. I think their new outfit is something that they can persevere with. It looks terrific. Taken away by West. The kick towards the wing. Gee, the gather there by Smith was quite good. In front of his face, one grab, but unfortunately his hand pass just a little bit astray, and a boundary throw-in will take place. Christou has got Rowan Smith. McKay has got Kellett. The ball thrown in. Boundary line centre wing. Kick forward by Lane for the Bulldogs to half forward. No mark. The ball sits. The Blues a chance to clear here now. They've got numbers at ground level. McKay couldn't control the football. It spills clear for Silvani. He couldn't take the ball with him, unfortunately, and it's held up by the Bulldogs half forwards. Liberatore in the middle of the action. The umpire will bounce. The umpires are Peter Carey, Rowan Saws and Greg Scroop, and a bit of a dust-up results in a free kick to Dean. Footscray won the reserves by 2 points, 10-15 to 10-13. Dean goes across the ground. Silvani's kick is ordinary, but taken away quite efficiently by Camporelli. Camporelli goes towards half forward. Contest there. The ball spills for Williams. He's in a terrific position. Is the advantage paid? No. The free kick was applied by the umpire in control of that area of the ground. It will go to Pearce, and the ball will go back to the Carlton half forward.
Not much in that.
Pearce for the Blues. Kicks in short to half forward. Oh, good hands again, Kernahan. He looks set for a big one today, Ross.
Well, actually, I think it's something like 5 times he's kicked 7+ goals against the Dogs, Robbo, so he doesn't mind playing against them, and Stanfield is the right matchup for him. He's just got to get a little bit closer. There's the kick coming in from Pearce. It was terrific. Found the spot beautifully, and hands like that don't often miss those marks.
Will this be 600? We've got it. So Steve Kernahan, 600 career goals with Carlton, 2-2 to nothing in the first quarter.
Well, if you played in that full forward area, but you like nothing better than to attack the footy like that. Have the ball set up for you with a kick like that from Pearce was ideal. Liberatore just showing his frustration that Stanford wasn't close enough to punch. And it's the finish that you always want.
Back to the centre. Great start by Carlton. Out of the congestion west. And the ball bounces on centre wing very kindly for Milhana. Relays it to McKay.
Good kick.
Clapper. And Danny Southern, I notice, having trouble holding his footing. The second time that's happened this quarter. Kernahan, a little give to Gleeson. Now Koudafides on the burst. Gets it away to Gleeson. Gleeson steadies 35 metres out and has missed it. Great setup, and certainly he should have done better, Adrian Gleeson, than kicking it behind. 2-3 to 0.
Yeah, Alan Joyce realising Kernahan started off so well has moved Croft to full back, and Stanford at the centre half back on Spalding.
So Croft kicks in. Johnson, who started off on Bradley, marking in front of Pearce. He's at left half back for Footscray. Bulldogs struggling across half forward at the moment, marking contest on centre wing, and the ball taken over the line by Milhana next to the interchange gates for a throw-in. 2-3 to no score. We've got 14 minutes left in the first quarter.
Isn't it amazing? Peter Dean, the Mr. Fix-It of the Carlton defence, he's got the job today on Chris Grant.
Yep.
Got to give away centimetres, but he's such a tremendous player. Williams has a chance. Didn't have the footy, but the play goes on. Koudafides has got the chance, but the hand pass went only as far as Hunter. The kick to full forward. Tremendous attack on the ball by Sexton, and the kick goes wide out towards the wing. Justin Madden goes after it again. By geez, quick over the ground, isn't he, Justin? Lumbering there after the ball. Couldn't get his foot to it. And it's forced over for a boundary throw-in. Ruckman converge. Madden and Grigic. Grigic gets his fist to it. Taken by Johnson. Kicks quickly. Didn't control it as well as he would have anticipated, and it's forced over. Bounces over for a throw-in at left half forward for the Bulldogs. So Footscray really haven't got past their half forward line in the first few minutes, and the weather here at the MCG, well, I would reckon it'd be pretty good all over Victoria. Fine, 24, expected top 25. Grant, 50 metres from goal. The handball to no one in particular. Up goes Ben Sexton, but it's Michael Sexton that takes the ball away. Dean and Hannah combine. Hannah loves to run. He's got Michael Sexton in support. That hand pass went behind. And now Footscray can turn it over. Liberatore from the centre of the ground. He's kicked the full forward. Spectacularly marked by Silvani. Superior strength. And he's got the advantage at fullback. He kicks to Dean, unattended at centre halfback. He can play on. He must get rid of it now. And he does, just a split second before the tackle was affected. The ball on centre wing. The Blues with the crumb gatherer in Gleeson. Gleeson's kick across the half-forward line is precision. And Kernahan marks on his chest. And again, he's within scoring distance. So already Kernahan, with his 4th shot at goal coming up, he's kicked 2 goals, 1. Could give Carlton a 21-point advantage early in this game.
Yes, well, Silvani saved the thrust forward after the handball coming to Ratton behind him. It looked like Footscray going to set up a goal-scoring opportunity. Then the run out of half-back was ideal. And again, the kick to Kernahan, just perfect.
Kernahan from 45 metres. Kicks for goal and misses to the right.
2-2.
Well, what is his conversion rate like? What over the years he's kicked 599 goals, but he'd have to have kicked a lot of behinds too, you would think.
Yes, he's an interesting kick, Robbo. He does everything right, bar just drops that ball a little crookedly at times, just causes that inefficiency.
Croft to Grigic. Onto Wallace, veteran of the side. Wallace to centre wing. Kept in play. Williams a chance. A little give to Bradley. Now to Christou from a standing start.
That's yours.
40-metre kick, 20 up and 20 down. Williams again tries to burst his way through. Footscray looking for something. West probably been their best possession gatherer so far. Johnson chases after it with Michael Sexton, but it's out of bounds on centre wing.
Another stat showing the dominance of Carlton too. 23 kicks, 16 handballs to the Blues. Footscray 11 and 5.
Madden and Southern. Well, you wouldn't have to be Sherlock Holmes to work out who's going to get that. Williams. Pearce chases. Hannah. Pearce provides the shepherding. The halfback goes at goal. Bounce a factor here. Gleeson, can he snare it before the line? He can't. And it's out of bounds for throw in Carlton's right forward pocket. Had a shot at goal a few minutes back. Gleeson from directly in front. Registered only a behind.
So it's pretty tough to kick a ball like that when you're running at the pace that Milhana was. He tried
I think you're being kind.
Well, I mean, it should have been better, Robbo, but it is a difficult thing to do, to run at that pace and kick accurately.
Liberatore to Johnson. Back to Libber. There is a whistle. It's going to be a free kick. Interchange on the centre wing. Allen coming on. And I think it was Madden that went off. So free kick. Johnson, left back pocket. Grigic. Now Smith. West. Kick towards left half forward. Sexton up high. Couldn't drag the ball down. Dean. A quick hand pass. Sexton away for Carlton. Back to Hannah. Hannah on centre wing. Away he goes. Long looping hand pass to Koutafidis. Across the lunging Grigic. Up towards half forward. Courage by Clappe.
And a free kick.
Mark not played. No free kick.
He was 15 yards away, that umpire. The bloke's nearly marked it on his chest, then was pushed cleanly in the middle of the back.
That's what that umpire's supposed to be there for. Look at that.
That is unbelievable.
It's a bounce. Kernahan and Croft. Croft comes up with the football. Gets clear of Gleeson and goes defensively to the outer side. Bounce is going to be a factor here. Camporelli gets there first. And Cameron gets back with a very neat pickup.
Cameron's kick is all right. Sets it up for Johnson. Bradley ran him down. Well done. Good chasing. And the kick forced over on the full. Free kick, and that is brought about simply because of the fact that the Carlton player would not give up and kept trying to harass and put the Footscray player under pressure. Great lesson for anyone to learn. Just one of the little 1%ers that coaches talk about. This is Matthew Allen for the ball. With the ball for Carlton, the kick towards the 50-metre line. Taken over by Mark Hunter. Blues lead 2-4. Footscray yet to score, and well, signs don't look all that brilliant for Footscray. They make a change now. It's Ben Sexton coming off and Ramiro going onto the ground. Kernahan gives it to Williams. Williams over the top. Brilliant football. Camporelli kick towards full forward. Stanfield kick off the ground by Gleeson. Registers a score for the Blues, but it's just a behind. Gleeson with 2 behinds. 1 rushed. Kernahan 2 goals, 2. Blues 17 lead Footscray 0.
And with that change, the interchange with Sexton coming off and Ramiro on, finds now Ramiro being picked up by Sexton of Carlton.
Well, Spalding had played the man in front, tried to outmark his teammate Mil Hanna. Earl Spalding, never a great kick at goal, too far out to score anyway, so that's not an issue. Cameron gets collected by his opposite number down there in Kernahan. And Leon Cameron, not much of him, but very quick. Gets the free kick to the outer side. Mark taken by Tyson Lane, who, as I said, against Hawthorn last week, kicked a couple of very, very nice goals at Waverley. Grand up. Haven't seen too much of him so far. Carlton's tackling's been superb. Kutafides, a little flip out. Knock on by Wallace. Opens it up down there for Ange Christou. Gets away from Ramiro. Beautiful pass. Call it what you will. Camporelli's got it. From left half back. Carlton in the ascendancy at the moment. Southern in front. Can't mark it. Looks a little bit out of touch today. Kick towards the boundary line. It's going to beat Lane. And also Michael Sexton over there for another throw in.
Of course, it's Danny Southern's first appearance in the senior side too, Pete, having had that knee operation.
Just hasn't been able to get into it so far. Neither is his forward line. To Carlton. Christou to half forward. Kernahan, who's been brilliant so far. Kick off the ground. Comes out in the direction of Smith. Johnson and Bradley. He got caught before. Tries to keep the football in. Still Bradley goes. He won't give up. Ramiro, who just came onto the ground. Ramiro's kick to half forward. Oh, great one-handed mark by Dean.
Well, that's football.
Terrific stuff. Mark of the day so far. Christou to half forward. Punched away. Now Williams from Gleeson. The Brownlow medalist kicks towards half forward, but a good mark has been taken by Watts at centre half back. Off the side of the boot. A little bit of cloud cover now at the MCG. Grigic lumbers after the football. Hanna, great tackle, superb pickup. Carlton on fire in the first quarter. Stanfield, has he given away a free kick? Allen will take it at right half forward.
You know, Mil Hanna there, I feel, should have been a little bit better at assessing his handball to a person standing still. Big fellow, hasn't been on the ground all that long, Matthew Allen.
Oh, great mark. He's having a picnic, Kernahan. And sticks. I won't say point blank range because he's kicked 2-2 so far today, but distance won't be a problem. He's about 25 metres out from goal.
Team player Dean is. He comes down to Pat Hanna and Allen.
Gee, that was a great mark, wasn't it?
Oh, look, he had to go back with the flight of the footy. Got one hand to it as best he could and just kept control, and then his handball to keep the play flowing was just terrific.
Sensational grab. Kernahan for goal number 601. He's drawn that around well. He's kicked 3-2 this afternoon. The Blues go further ahead.
Well, it's Carlton's midfield that's really setting it up. Apart from their half-back stuff, which the ball, if it's got down there for Footscray, has been cut off very well by the half-back line of Christou, McKay and also Dean. But at Hanna, the midfielders Bradley, Camporelli, Pearce, they've all been effective, and Kernahan's given them something to kick to and has finished off well.
Grigic going nowhere, so the umpire will have to repeat the dose and bounce it quite near the centre circle. You would have to consider pretty well perfect conditions here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground for a game of football. Ratton missed it, kicked forward by Johnson to half forward. High leaper was Sexton. Lane trying to clear the ball, tackled by Christou, and it was effective. Trying to break clear back there for the Blues is Whitehead. Had no luck. Carlton bench at this stage, Barry Mitchell, Justin Madden and Luke O'Sullivan. The ball bounced 50 metres from the Footscray goal. This is, well, pretty well the closest Footscray have been to goal. Williams has gone, no, too high.
It's got Wallace running with him now too, Robbo.
Well, he was tackled, but the umpire pretty close to the action. Williams with the football, kicks it towards the centre. Not be able to take the mark was Clappe, forced forward. Chance off the ground, goes Gleeson, but it rebounds back near the wing. Tapped on by Bradley. Gleeson does some pretty good work with his body.
Well done.
Gives it to the advantage nearly of Spalding. Out goes Hunter. Still a struggle for possession. Footscray have got it underneath and not moving it out, so you're going to be penalised. And I only say that, Ross, that's a risk when you drag it back in and don't get it out at the first attempt. Gleeson's kick towards full forward. Kernahan, he's got the ball. Snapshot. Wobbles as it bounces through for a behind. 3 goals, 3 to Steve Kernahan. Only 2 scorers on the ground so far. Stephen Kernahan's kicked 3 goals, 3. Gleeson has kicked 2 behinds. 1 rushed for the Blues. It's 3-6. Footscray yet to score.
Yes, one-way traffic, isn't it, with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Croft to the outer side. Gleeson, gee, he's been busy so far on the boundary line. Kick across his body, Ratton the target and marks. So Brett Ratton, a chance to become the 3rd scorer.
Yes, it wasn't a particularly good effort to spoil here by Watts.
So Brett Ratton, 75 games under his belt, goes at goal and kicks it. So it's a bit of a pasting for the Doggies at the moment. 4-6 to zip.
He's been effective too, Brett Ratton. He's not a renowned goal scorer, just a 2 in total last year. That's his 2nd one for this season. Good centering kick too by Gleeson, but here the effort of Watts there just not good enough to get that footy away out of Ratton's hands.
So Steve Kernahan 3-3, Brett Ratton 1 goal, Gleeson 2 behinds, and as Robbo pointed out, 1 behind has been rushed. Alan Joyce looking a little bit worried. Williams out of the centre. Got a clean sheet so far, Footscray. They want to get a rattle on before quarter time if they can. There's nothing going right for them. Wine certainly a big loss in the ruck. It's out of bounds at right half forward. Hannah and Smith. .45 kicks to 23 so far in favour of the Blues. I think it comes to Johnson. Johnson towards midfield, over the head of Sexton. Whitehead gives him good backup support. Long looping hand pass to the waiting Peter Dean. He wasn't on the move, but no one was near him. Kick up towards midfield. Allen will take a free kick for a high tackle.
Don't know whether I really wrapped in that advantage rule.
Well, the umpire looked as if the umpire was Greg Scroop there, played the advantage, but then it wasn't the advantage to McKay, so he brought it back.
But he's got to blow the whistle twice, doesn't he?
Yes.
Basically, and it must confuse the players on
certainly.
the ground, I would think. This is Whitehead with the ball for Carlton. He's between left centre wing and left half forward. Ordinary kick, chopped off by Southern, away to Watts. Watts goes back in the direction of Cameron. He combines with Southern. So Southern in that passage of play twice. Then he's kicked towards half forward. Should be, and is marked by McKay. Very efficient defender, featured in Carlton's best in the first 2 games of the season. His kick across the half-back line, gathered by Silvani, looks to get the hand pass away and then goes for the short kick into the centre, and it's taken by Whitehead. Had the chance nearly to give it to Silvani, but the Footscray boys read that. It gives it to Allen. Allen off that left foot, lumbering. He goes down. The kick towards the half-forward area. It rebounds from Kernahan, taken by Ramiro. To Chris Grant. Chris Grant's got a player, Liberatore, up over the top. Whitehead. Liberatore dropped it, then tried to get the hand pass away. He's outnumbered 4-1.
Exactly.
Gee whiz, that's a sign of why the Blues are 4 goals, 6 to nothing. And then the kick to half forward is nearly, yes, it's been paid. The mark to Earl Spalding. Carlton have got numbers everywhere. Always a good sign. Spalding with the ball, wide of centre half forward, 55 metres from goal. He kicks it across the ground. And this is one of their key defenders in Dean, who has kicked a goal in each of the first 2 games from half-back. This time he doesn't go for the goals. He waits the pass, looking for Williams, punched away by the Footscray defence. So clear comes Southern, and he finds Chris Grant on centre wing.
Haven't seen too much of Grant, but then again, the Footscray forward line, we could describe in the same words. Bradley to Whitehead. His kick to centre wing. Hannah went for mark of the day. Spills off Chris Grant and out of bounds on centre wing. 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs at the moment certainly looking as though they're going to go to the change with Zilch against their name. Tap down by Spalding. Smith on the burst. Spalding gives chase.
Good kick.
Good long kick. Terrific kick up towards half forward. Christo tried to punch. Sexton beats him to it. Little hand pass came out from Cal. Is this going to be Footscray's first score? Grant gets around one, gets around two, goes at goal. It won't be a major score, but it is a minor one. And the Bronx cheer. With a minute 39 left in the quarter, one behind, kicked by Chris Grant. 29 points the difference. Well, they're not out of it yet, Footscray, but they would need a big lift around the ground.
Settle down, Pete. It's not even quarter time yet.
No, I know, but the way the play's been going, Robbo.
Oh, yes, but it can change. Just as much as they've dominated Carlton, it can change just as quickly in this modern era of footy.
Yes, and Carlton still maintaining possession. They've had 40 more possessions than Footscray.
And kick up by McKay. It came from Allen. At half-back, off the ground goes Gleeson, who's been busy. Will he get there first? Hunter's giving chase. Gleeson in front. Doesn't want to kick it over on the full. Tries to keep it in play. Has done. Camporelli a chance. Spears the ball up towards full forward. Stanfield. They call him Fish from Fish Creek. And Stanfield goes to the boundary line. And it will be taken over. No, it won't. Smith has got it. High kick from left half-back. Sutter factor. Spalding on the burst at midfield.
Gee, that's indicative, isn't it? If Earl Spalding's crumbing, something good's happening for your team. His kick was good to the front of the square, but Croft did well for Footscray. Kicks it back towards the left back pocket for the Bullies. Over the top goes Johnson, finds Stanfield. Stanfield, brilliantly intercepted. Dean's basketball skills coming to the fore. He read that like Bruce Dool.
Play of the day, wasn't it?
Well, he has been near impassable. That half-back line has been fantastic. But by gee, they've got players all over the ground that are getting out into support of their teammates. That's the key point. The kick by Dean finds Bradley, and Bradley will kick from about 35 metres. You would think Bradley had nearly kicked this. He is such a good player. He is such a good player.
Right on the siren too, Robert.
And Craig Bradley's first goal is Carlton's fifth, and in the first quarter, which they dominated, 91 possessions to 46. They lead 5-6-36. Footscray are just one behind.
Thanks, Deppy. Yes, I'm sure their supporters will be echoing those thoughts. Grant, a little gift to West, who was perhaps their best player in the first quarter. Down towards half-forward, Colin should be paid the mark.
Well, it was all came about because of the centre bounce. It was a pretty good play in the finish between West and Grant.
Yep. Stanfield's gone into the ruck.
6 kicks to West so far.
Actually, Stanfield did a good job last year. I think Grigic was injured, wasn't he?
That's
and
right.
Scott Wine was
He
hurt.
had to do it. So
and Barry Stanfield was pretty good.
That's right, because Souther's now taken over at centre half back and Croft remains on Kernahan.
For Footscray's first goal, 30 metres out. Colin kicks truly, and the Doggies are on the board.
Well, I said in the opener, Pete, didn't I, that Colin, one player for Footscray who's been there for something like 9 years that must stand up this season and really show the way, not only with his skill, but his leadership, his seniority, and they're the good skills out of the centre there. Stanfield, then Croft, and then West was looking for Osborne initially, but Colin just chipping him behind in front of Whitehead.
Both boys look as though they've been to the barber recently.
Got their money's worth too.
Yes, most assuredly. The bounce certainly favours the Blues. It was Koutafidis down to Madden. Absolutely clean bowled Spalding. Mopping up at the back was Watts. Hand pass a bit too severe there for Sadat Sir. Tackle, gives the chance to Clappe. In turn, Gleeson. Does he miss from there? No, sirree. Quick answering goal. Kicked by Gleeson. He is now the fourth Carlton player to feature in the goal-kicking list. 6-6 to 1-1.
Yes, and Gleeson made good position there. Just the fumble coming here. Sir just can't pick that ball up. Just really struggling. Clappe, a good chase to be around the area there, and a terrific handball to Gleeson. That's what you want your forwards to do.
So the bounce to recommence play. Madden leaves it behind. Stanfield recovered pretty well from the ruck contest. Kicks high. Half forward. Chance for Ratton. Gets it out to Bradley. Bradley's quick kick to a vacant half forward area.
The Blues into attack again. And it's going to be Clappe over the boundary line for a throw-in. Sadat Sir on him. He'll know what it's all about by the end of the day. Spalding pushing with Southern. Gleeson's been terrific. Kicked 1 goal 2 so far. Certainly should have been 2 goals 1. Kernahan and Croft. Kernahan, hand pass to Spalding, a little bit too severe for him. Southern, good tackle. Ball spills for Cameron. Ratton's got him. Crowd says dropping it.
Gee, that's a good sign with 3 of them gang tackle like that, isn't it? Especially on the forward line.
It was like that last bit of the first quarter, Robbo, when Libba was down there on his own. There were 4 Carlton players around him. The pressure there was just terrific. I mean, Cameron turned to get out of trouble and ran straight into it.
Ratton for his second goal. 25 marks to 8, 65 kicks to 38 so far in the match. He's missed that one, Ratton. Barely gets the distance. Kernahan's marked it over the line. I think it will be a point. Yes, it is. 1 behind. To Brett Ratton. 1 goal 1.
Didn't quite kick hard enough at that, maybe, Brett Ratton.
Didn't kick through it, did he? 6-7 to 1-1. Croft, 7 plays, 43. It looked as though it was going to be an even game on the score sheets. That's out of bounds on the full.
Gee, as much as Carlton are looking good, the Bulldogs, that's a pretty ordinary sign.
It is, isn't it?
The fullback kicks out on the full with no one touching it.
Pearce, Clappe makes a lead. Just about kicked this Pearce, you'd reckon, from there. It's going to go pretty close. He landed in the square. Wallace, Clappe coming in solidly from the side, and it's out of bounds right next to the behind post.
Well, the Bulldogs kicked their first goal in the opening minute and a half of this quarter. Steve Kolonyuk. But quickly, Carlton got one back. Gleeson, Ratton again. Hooks it across his body. Did it hit the behind post on the full? Yes, it did.
Yep.
So the free kick is for, well, Clappe may have wondered. But the free kick is there. It'll be taken by Sadat Sur in the right back pocket for Footscray. Nice long kick outside 50 metres. Stanfield punched from behind by Madden. Ooh. Spalding applied good pressure. Liberatore handball wide to West. West in trouble. Gets the handball further afield to Stanfield. Stanfield helps it over. Umpire gives the all clear for a boundary throw in. And we have a bit of interchanging there. Rowan Saws goes back to the defensive part of the ground as far as Footscray are concerned. And Greg Scroop comes into play for the central umpiring area. This is Ratton, tries to force it clear, but not before the whistle gets to the umpire's mouth. And we'll have a ball up left half forward for Footscray. For Carlton, rather. It's about 65-70 metres from their goal. Blues lead 6-7, Footscray 1-1.
Koutafidis. Croft. Kernahan just caught out of position there for about the first time
kick
today.
by the player delivering, Peter.
Wasn't a great kick, was it? Hunter in front of Ratton. Camporelli, well shepherded out in front of goal. The sun in the eyes of Kernahan. Croft comes at him. Chance for Pearce, but Watts beats him to it. One bounce, still he goes inside his own defensive 50 when he kicks. That was excellently done by Ange Christo. Gets clear of Smith. Tried to get it to his teammate in hand on the boundary line. It was too close. It's free kick. Christo gets up limping.
Free kicks are now 10 to Carlton, 3 to Footscray.
Here it is again, into his back. Definitely free kick there.
Can't argue with that. Ball out in front of goal once more. Johnson got taken high. Nothing for it. Quick kick out of the pack. Comes up towards Christo again and gets solidly met by Chris Grant. Crowd asking for 50. There's not going to be 50. Just wide of the centre square. Kernahan has to back into the pack, which consisted largely of Croft's big frame. And Croft out-bustled him for the mark. Out-positioned him for the mark, might be fair to say. Matthew Croft. Long kick. Bradley underneath it. McKay punches. Stanfield tracks it over the line in front of Camporelli for a throw-in on centre wing. 15.5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's 1-1 to 6-7. A bit of a drubbing so far at the MCG. The two teams seem fairly evenly matched, but Carlton, Madden, big punch away, gains about 25 metres, but it's out of bounds once more. Ploy in the first quarter was for Allen to come on about halfway through. Madden starting the second quarter, also on the field.
Greg Williams there, Pete, just pleading with umpire Scroop to say he's not being held on to. Can't you see it?
Madden flips it out the back. West tackled by Koutafidis. Libba, the multi-medalist. Dean tries to punch, not successful on that occasion. And Footscray mark taken by Grant. They really depend on this guy. Grant goes in short towards right half forward, and it's a good lead, and it's a good mark taken by Richard Osborne.
Yeah, there's not much that the defender can do there. If the kick from the player down the ground is got that sort of precision on it,
yes.
Very difficult. And Richard Osborne is, well, he is a good lead. They had a bit of space there, and he'll kick from 45 metres. Has to struggle for the distance, and he may have kicked it. It's hit the post, so that's a bit of bad luck for Footscray there. That kick was coming back by Richard Osborne, not quite far enough, and registers another behind. 1-2 to 6-7, halfway through the second term.
That's their first really concise thrust forward too, where a full forward like Osborne's had a chance to lead to space and had the ball delivered to him.
Peter Dean kicks in straight to Koutafidis. Well, they're doing it too easily, Carlton, at the moment. Sexton, and he decides to get on his bike and move quickly. Past Ramiro, kick up towards Clappe, who marks in front of Sir. Back to Koutafidis, doing a lot of running. West has got him, put him off his kick, but McKay's there. Still trying to control it. He's got it underneath him. Is that holding the ball? Yes, it's got to be, and it is. I don't think the most ardent fan could argue with that. So maybe that could swing things around Footscray's way. What can Ilya Grigic do? Williams has got him. The Brownlow medalist on the ground. The ball underneath. It's finally flipped out to Silvani, but the umpire will bounce it.
Good pressure by Williams there too to get the big fella.
Free kick here, Roscoe.
Yeah, apparently there was something happening in the pack there against Williams.
Well, the football is with Ilya Grigic, and the Bulldogs swing a change.
Hunter's off.
Tyson Lane back onto the ground.
Yes.
Grigic is not a bad kick for goal. Distance would be a concern, but he gets onto a thumping punt kick. It gets the distance easily, but not the accuracy, and another behind for Footscray. So the boys are having a little afternoon chat, minus the tea and scones.
Greg Williams just saying, would you mind not treading on my toe with your size 15s?
Here he is again, bursting his way through. Grigic, 35 out. He sprayed that one, and one behind again. Golden opportunity missed.
Deserved a goal.
It did. Two behinds in quick succession to the big fellow. 33 points the difference. Hunter off the ground. Dipper, what's his problem?
Yeah, Peter, looks like a thigh injury to Mark Hunter. A bit bad news there for the Bulldogs.
He was one of their best last week, tagging Johnny Platten all day. He did a great job. Silvani kicks in. Christo takes the mark. Didn't really gain too much from that. From back pocket right, Grigic again, the gloved one, too tall for Dean. On to Liberatore, around Dean, lovely balk. Outside 50, Libba goes at goals, it's all Carlton. Oh, great, hit from the side. Great mark.
Well, I wasn't going to be critical of Grigic. I was going to suggest that I didn't think the best option was to handball to Liberatore, because he put him on his further out to the pocket, and I thought Grigic was the better kick, but that was a terrific kick by Liberatore, distance-wise and accuracy, and great mark by Grant.
Terrific mark. But like Royce Hart, that grab. 10 metres out, he kicks the goal, Grant. They needed that one. Bulldogs get their second. 2-4 to 6-7.
Well, Grigic has really applied some pressure at the moment as Madden's come off and Allen to go on for Carlton. And it was Grigic that gave Liberatore the ball, and he kicked it from just outside 50, made it to the square, and there's this great grab by Grant.
Seven plays 2-4, 12 minutes left in the term. Allen gets it down. Koutafidis couldn't quite gather it. Grant, a good bump, excellent bump. Kick forward by West to half forward. Lane has a chance. Recovery, tackled by Koutafidis. Handball not far enough. Christou, Hannah kicks high. In towards full forward, Kernan up high. Couldn't take the mark. The ball spills. Away goes Watts. Watts gets it to Sexton. That's Ben Sexton, as distinct from Michael Sexton playing for the Blues. Good mark taken by McKay. Defending grandly for Carlton. There's a player on his own out here on this near wing. It's Pearce, but he goes to the far side of the ground. At the back, Hannah affects the spoil. Spalding, a lovely little tap for Hannah. Hannah goes for goal, and he's missed.
Yes, Kernahan told him to have a shot. He'd come out from the square. Could have passed to Kernahan, but Kernahan said, no, you go and have a shot. Deserved a goal. Great mark by Mackay. I'd rate him as the best half-back along with McKenna.
Well, that's a fairly big rap, isn't it? Because Guy McKenna has been pretty well a trendsetter.
If you picked a side at the moment, I'd have McKenna one side, Mackay the other.
Fair enough. Cameron for Footscray. Rebounds back in the Carlton half-forward line. In trouble, Clappe. Footscray defence under pressure. Williams goes down, but look at the way he forces the ball forward. Clear of the pack. It's Southern for Footscray. Defending. Watts combines. The ball comes out towards the left half-back. Stanfield runs on. Penalised. Footscray supporters not happy. Still the ball in dispute. Now a free kick has been awarded to Carlton. And listen to the boos and hisses from the Footscray supporters. The ball is with Koutafidis.
Yes, and in that clash earlier on too, Robbo, Williams hurt himself.
Koutafidis, kick across the half-forward line. Belted back towards the centre. Oh, very bad bounce for Stanfield. Kick forward by Ratton to full forward. Knocked down to the front of the pack. It'll rebound for Matthew Allen. Pretty skillful. Gets the ball clear. There's a Shepherd can come here. Camporelli's got the ball. And Camporelli kicks the goal for the Blues. Scott Camporelli, playing his third game of AFL, gets his first goal in this match, and Carlton lead 7-8 to 2-4.
There's some good teamwork as O'Sullivan comes on and Pearce off for Carlton. O'Sullivan going to a half-forward flank, but good work by Camporelli. But he had plenty of mates assisting him.
So back to the centre. Camporelli getting his first goal. 5 goal kickers for Carlton now. Grant through like a steam train. They don't come away with the football. Williams down to Kernahan. Turns on a threepenny bit. Snapshot. It rolls. It rolls. It rolls. And it's there. Number 4 for Kerners.
Oh,
That was brilliant.
I think that is sensational, Roscoe.
That's as good as a Dacos could do.
8-8 to 2-4.
He just summed that up beautifully.
Just a big
clash there. I think
Williams got the ball out.
Oh, look at this. Fantastic. Gave him a chance. Kernahan looked around. There was no one in the square. Look at the way he just rolled that along the ground. Class. That's why people come to the footy.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Terrific goal kick by Kernahan. That's his 4th. Allen doing the ruck work up against Stanfield. Too tall. Gets it to Koutafidis. Left it behind. Scotty West. Stanfield. Umpire will be forced to bounce. Just a metre or so from the centre circle. Blues lead 8-8. Footscray are 2-4. Certainly the fact that Carlton have kicked 8 goals would be a worry, but also Footscray not able to get any better than 2 goals 4 on the scoreboard, and we're well and truly past the halfway mark of the second term. They just haven't had their hands on the footy. Matthew Allen. This is Southern for Footscray. The kick is very ordinary by Danny Southern. It'll bounce awkwardly for Camporelli. Sexton has the football for Footscray. Ben. His kick towards half forward is pretty good. Penetration excellent. Stephen Silvani didn't take the mark. In goes Grant. To go. It's Grigic. Grigic has kicked it from mid-air and a goal. Big Ilya gets Footscray's 3rd goal. Badly needed. 3-4 plays 8-8.
And he's really been their shining light in this quarter, Grigic. He's given them something on the forward line. He's been mobile around the ground, and that's clever for a big fellow. And he's the fellow that's trying to give them a spark. He needs some assistance.
So can Footscray come back? Koganyuk, Grant, and now Ilya Grigic off the ground for his first goal. They're still trailed by 34 points, so they're a long way behind.
Oh, Ratton good.
Oh, wasn't it?
Camporelli, who kicked a goal only a few minutes back to Bradley. Johnson's got him.
He did well, Johnson, because if he hadn't dragged Bradley down, he was gone.
Exactly.
Maybe too far out to score, Craig Bradley. He'll certainly give it a decent old roost.
Tell you what, it'd be the kick of the year, wouldn't it, if he could kick it from there?
Kick it, Torby.
3 best and fairest at Carlton, 3 at Port Adelaide.
That's what he's waiting for.
Pass.
Terrific lead, although he has led to a fairly acute angle.
Yes, Bradley was just waiting for either Sporting or Kernahan to find some space and just waited long enough and got his man.
5 marks to Steve Kernahan. 7 kicks, 3 hand passes so far, and he's kicked 4 goals, 3. So that's not a bad effort.
And could have kicked 7.
Exactly.
Still 8 minutes before half time. He's hooked it. So 4 goals, 4 to the captain.
Ross, you're a good kicker of the football when you were playing. How much emphasis do you place on that run-up? Did you think Stephen maybe
he doesn't
have
a good rhythm, no, which means he hasn't taken enough steps to get going.
We hear Peter McKenna, who was a brilliant kicker of the football, and other expert commentators make sure that the players take a long run-up.
Speaking of running, West decides to go for one. You give it to Liberatore inside the centre square, straight down the spine of the ground. Bit of interference there, maybe. Ramiro, snapshot. He's kicked it, I think. Point on the goal umpire. All clear. Jose Ramiro started on the bench, kicks Footscray's 4th, 28 now to 57.
And that's exactly what Ramiro's there for. It was a good build-up coming away from half-back. Well read there by West, and he shares with Liberatore in the front of screen there. Then he's kicked, looking for the big fella Grigic, who's in front. The punch coming from behind from Sexton, and there's Ramiro where a good rover should be at the fall of the ball.
So Jose Ramiro gets his first goal, and Footscray sneaking back into the match, the Bullies. They need to do a lot more. Cameron upended. Still got the football, gives it out to Stanfield. Off a 1-step run down to half-forward Osborne, or is it a bump ball? No, he's paid the mark.
Tell you what, there were some fantastic hands by Footscray players back at the centre. The Footscray boys are giving Leon Cameron a pat on the head. So it must have been he that got the ball to Stanfield. But gee, it was hot, wasn't it? That situation where the players just have to get the ball
and instinctively get off. Your first instinct, get it away quickly. That's what everyone else is trying to read from you.
So Richard Osborne, for his first goal of the day, he's kicked 1 behind so far, directly in front, 45 out. Goal umpire doesn't move. All clear. So a comeback by Footscray. 5-4 now, trailing Carlton 8-9.
Well, they've really given themselves a chance, Pete, in about 7 or 8 minutes of football. They've got themselves back in the game. They looked hopelessly out of it, really. Not too many players standing up, and then Grigic, as I mentioned, has given them the spark, and he's now found some assistance.
Footscray's 5th goal, kicked by Richard Osborne, and Allen gets his hand on the ball at the centre. Luke O'Sullivan in the middle of the action, trying to drag the football away from a difficult situation. Not successful. Umpire will bounce. 6 minutes left in the second term. Footscray have fought back well. They've kicked 5-3 to Carlton's 3 goals, 3 so far in this second term. Allen again. Kutafides over the top. Ball spills, but it's taken by West. He kicks it clear. Half forward, Dean tries to tap it to the advantage of Allen. In goes Camporelli over the top. Now Ratton combining with Dean and Christou. Christou gets it back. Doesn't mind pumping it long. Kicks it across his body. Looks for Bradley. The ball spills at half forward. Bradley crumbs it beautifully. Oh, Camporelli. Bradley again. Can he get past? Kicks with the left foot to half forward. Southern underneath it. Couldn't mark. Kick clear by Watts. Back towards the centre. No one home for the Bulldogs. Away goes Dean to Christou. Christou's kick to full forward. Kernahan last in line. Ball spills now. Clapper's a chance off the ground. Couldn't score. Yes, he did score, but just a behind. 8-10 to 5-4. And there's 5 minutes left in this second term.
Dangerous kick out, but Cameron's got it. Johnson at left half back. Certainly a much more committed Footscray side in this quarter. Allen under Bradley. Johnson started on him. Ratton picked him out pretty well. Koutafidis. Still Koutafidis. 55 metres out. Kernahan in front.
Interfered with Pete, free kick.
On the shoulder, says the umpire. Well, it didn't appear too much in it. But Rowan Saws, I wouldn't argue with him.
Maybe become a little Kernahan
Conscious. Yes. Hard to say that quickly, Robbo, isn't it?
Let's see what did happen.
Yeah, just...
Gee.
Well, he had a left arm around Kernahan's left shoulder.
Well, you're totally unbiased, Peter. You can make the comment.
Thank you, Robbo. I'll just say 11 free kicks to 5. Kernahan's kicked 4-4. He's now kicked 5-4. (64-34). Again, the difference out to 5 goals. It was 35 points at quarter time, so for all the Bulldogs' effort, they've gained only 5 points so far, and we're 4.5 minutes before half time.
Well, perhaps a softish free kick, but that's what the umpire's there for, that third umpire to look after those infringements. And if you're in front, you've got your eyes on the footy, you'll always get protected. Well, you should get protected. Doesn't always happen.
So the bounce back at the centre. Allen, who's done pretty well. Bradley knocks it forward. Liberatore held, didn't have the football. Plays on. No, Williams is telling him yes.
He's
He must know every rule in the book, Greg Williams, mustn't he?
Well, all players should, Robbo, shouldn't they?
Well, that's fair enough. Liberatore hooks the kick out towards the near wing position. Lane in front, but it's punched away. The ball spills. No, free kick. Lane too high against Christou. So Lane, the recipient of the free kick for Footscray, just forward of the wing in Footscray's forward half.
Ange Christou was saying the umpire was actually just going for the footy, but in doing so then came across the top of the head and the shoulder.
Lane kicks long and high to half forward. Oh, big Grigic, that's a mark. 2 grabs at it, didn't quite control it to the ground, but certainly long enough. Lane is off and Hargraves is on for Footscray, but Ilya Grigic has the ball, centre half forward for Footscray, well within scoring distance.
Yes, and again, if he's in front, the spoil was coming from Allen. As Robbo said, there's 3 bites there, pay that.
Well, the difference at the moment is 30 points. Carlton have had plenty of the ball, 94 kicks to 68, 49 handballs to 22 and 34 marks to 19. So if Footscray can hang in, having not much of the ball, it'll be a rare contest. Grigic's kick is offline.
1-3,
he's now
Robert.
kicked 3 behinds.
Yep.
Disappointing return for his work in the forward line. Stanfield, we've mentioned, is on the ball, and Grigic playing in a key forward position.
His first goal today was his 50th in his AFL career. McKay right on 50. Sexton off his hands and out of bounds. It's Michael Sexton. Brothers haven't come into direct conflict today. Ben Sexton a late inclusion for Scott Wine, the Brownlow medalist. That could have been against Allen for too high. Umpire says play on. Johnson does. Kick down, mark taken by Dean. Well, Carlton are just running the ball out of defence well. Ratton's kick. Clappe was the target, got underneath the football. Is that holding the ball? Gleeson comes out with it on Hargraves. He had to get rid of it quickly. Kernahan again. One of the best matches from Steve Kernahan for some time. 5 goals, 4 he's kicked.
Just wonder, Pete, whether Hargraves might have been a bit stiff back towards the centre. I thought he might have been taken a bit high, but the umpire's in a better position than us, and it's very hard to beat Stephen Kernahan when he marks like that in front.
For goal number 6, and he got it. So Steve Kernahan has kicked 6 goals for himself, which is 5 points more than the total Footscray score, 10-10 to 5-5 at the MCG.
Yes, we see this mark again, and Carlton now have had 60 more possessions. That's where I thought there might have been a free kick to Hargraves, not paid. And then Kernahan in front. It's his favourite spot.
Kernahan, 6 goals before half-time. Been a real problem for Footscray. Bounce back at the centre. Matthew Allen, high leaping. Youth and enthusiasm. Gets his hand on it again. Clappe tries to get it to Bradley. Johnson is there for Footscray. Kick across his body. Will bounce for the favour of Hannah. Does pretty well. Can give the hand pass back to Dean. Back to Hannah was ordinary, but Hannah's able to collect the football and then assess the situation. Kick in towards half forward. Williams. Oh, brilliant. Just fends off Liberatore with the left arm and marks it nonchalantly with the right. Kernahan leads to the pocket and Williams puts it on his chest. Well, not quite. Well, in front of his face. Made it absolutely
Mincemeter Croft, didn't he?
For Croft.
Well, he got. I thought he read that badly, Croft. I mean, Kernahan's not exactly lightning fast off the mark, as you see this great mark by Williams, and Libba hanging on with everything. Couldn't put him off. Yeah, Croft got himself really out of position there, Robbo.
Well, he's slight error. Matthew Croft gives Kernahan the chance for his 7th goal. 1 minute left in the first half. Kernahan's kick is, well, I'd say 3 out of 10. 6 goals, 5. He's had 13 shots at goal.
We'll just see this Williams mark once again, and perhaps the pass to Kernahan.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the pass, Roscoe. It wasn't lace up. Record against Footscray by a Carlton player was 9 goals. That was Soapy Valance right back in 1933. He might be able to better that this afternoon. Kernahan, Spalding, quick hand pass. They might be able to make something out of this. Ratton and Gleeson. Gleeson, left foot snap. He's off target. And only one behind. He's missed a few opportunities. Adrian Gleeson should have got a goal in the first quarter from 30 metres out directly in front. He's now got 1 goal, 3. Barry Mitchell on the sidelines. Watts is going to kick in this time. 3/4 of a minute left in the first half. That's a good kick. Spalding and Allen. Hannah, who's been busy, flip on by Sexton. Gleeson, best rover on the ground. Williams in front of Liberatore. Trying to direct the traffic.
I'm umpiring this, not you.
He's trying to fudge.
Southern. The educated kick to the boundary line is successful. First game back this year, Denny Southern hasn't really been impressive. Not like the form that we saw from him last year. Spalding to Clappe. Gang tackled. Johnson's got him. Williams out to Sexton. The umpire will bounce it. It might be the last play of the first half as the clock ticks down to half-time. And a few seconds to the siren. Spalding emerges with the football. Last kick of the half to Milhana. A high ball to half forward. Williams has taken the mark, but it won't count. And at half-time, Carlton is at a match-winning lead. It's 10-12-72 to 5-5-30 to 5-5-35. They all came in the second quarter. 37 points the difference as we start the third term at the MCG. Kernahan has kicked 6 goals, 5, and has been brilliant at full forward for Carlton. Ratton out of the centre. Williams, Liberatore tackled by Ratton. Ball spills for West. Quick hand pass. Ramiro on the end of it. Up to half forward. Silvani a chance after a missed mark. Beats Camporelli and Smith. Smith first to get back there. Quick recovery onto West, who was Footscray's first player, or best player, and a very disappointing first quarter. Outside 50, long shot at goal. This would be handy for the Bullies. Is it touched?
McKay just got there, Pete. Yep.
Right on the line. So West, one behind, could have very nearly been a goal. Barry Mitchell.
There's the long and the short of it. Matthew Allen and Barry Mitchell.
Yeah, Matthew Allen's halfway in the crowd.
Mark taken by Whitehead from the kick in. He decides to get things moving very quickly. Punch away, seats the ball almost in Liberatore's hands. Tackle on Williams. Williams has still got it. Lightning hand pass. McKay. Hannah from half forward. One bounce. A little chip shot intended for Kernahan. Can't take the mark. Is there a free kick?
Down the ground, I think. It's a kick down the ground against Ben Sexton for the tackle on Hannah after he kicked the ball.
Yes, correct.
Given by umpire Scroop.
So Steve Kernahan.
This is the one that I find a little bit difficult to understand. Well, sometimes you see the ball come back to the player.
Yeah.
For his 7th goal.
After the kicks.
Yes,
happened though, Robert.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
This is just what Footscray doesn't want to start the 3rd quarter. 37 points behind already. And Kernahan has kicked his 7th goal.
I think that record that you said, with Carlton player against Footscray's in
9.
By Soapy Valance, that was right.
Carlton. Yeah, I think so.
1933.
Well, that's the result that Footscray wanted at the other end with the West build-up. Unfortunately, his kick at goal was just touched before it crossed the line, so it was a point only in the other end. Carlton reply very quickly, or respond and then reply with a goal. So Footscray have got their work in front of them.
So the bounce back at the centre, taken away by Madden. Kick cleared nearly by Clappe, and the football held in, so the umpire will have to bounce once again. Quite near the centre circle. It's 11-12 to 5-6. Carlton go marching on. 169 kicks and handballs combined to 99 against for Footscray. Liberatore's high kick only goes about 4 metres, but gee whiz, that punch went about 24 metres back towards the Carlton goal. Kicked back by Watts, punched away by Williams. Liberatore held, didn't have the football. Looks to play on. Now the advantage is with the Bulldogs. And away goes Rowan Smith. He loves to kick long. On the run. A kick to the line is a goal. Well played, Rowan Smith and Liberatore. He is certainly one of the players that can kick the ball, Ross, with good
Distance,
depth,
yes, and accuracy.
Accuracy in the finish.
Yes, well, Liver just backed himself here and did the right thing. The free kick was paid, but the advantage then, as Liver played on, as Robbo said, then the long kicking Smith with a bit of shepherding there in front of him, just didn't quite pick the play up there. His teammate assisting him, and the goal results. Well done.
Rowan Smith getting the goal. Footscray's goals have been shared. 6 have kicked, 6-6, 11-12 Carlton. 42 plays 78. The Blues out of the centre. Spalding. Hand pass not good enough. Excellent smother down there, holding the man decision going Footscray's way.
Koutafidis was good in there. Nearly been rewarded then.
And the free kick is going to be taken by Ramiro, who started on the bench. Oh, Mackay, Mark, free kick, whatever. He's been very good today, Mackay. Pearce has had a stint on the bench. Looks for Kernahan, and who wouldn't? Bradley going to give him backup support. Croft, it's like Mike Golf at an airy. And it's going to be a bounce right on 50.
Craig Bradley just hanging his head there because Kernahan wanted him to come forward and get the ball. He was shepherding for him, and Braddle's kept backing back away from it.
Bit of an indecision.
Yep.
This time makes no mistake. Picks it up, lobs it up towards the full forward pocket. The mark is taken by Spalding.
He must be a difficult person to get out of position or contend with, Earl Spalding.
Yeah, he's very tall, wiry, very strong, and he plays a very important role, Robert, doesn't he, in that Carlton forward line?
Yeah.
Okay, odds on kicking it.
You get a goal here.
Yeah, I think
okay.
We're right in front. It'd be a threat.
Well, he scraped it in from behind, and the goal umpire, I think, is being fairly generous. 1 point. Kicked by Earl Spalding. The mark was certainly better than the kick.
Yeah, it was a good mark. Just got his opponent out of position just at the right moment.
Earl's first score of the day, and the difference out again to 37 points, which is what it was at halftime.
Well, Leon Cameron's only had 4 touches. He's going to get 2 in this passage. He kicked out and then received, and then kicked towards the wing. That could be a free kick to Stanfield against Koutafidis. Spalding indicating to Koutafidis to run down the ground. So the ball is with Barry Stanfield. Sexton is short. Reasonably well covered by Madden, so Stanfield forced to go long. Over the wing, nearly to half forward. Dean punches away. Hannah didn't have the football. Not clear by Dean for a boundary throw-in. The play on centre wing. Brilliant sunshine here at the MCG in magnificent conditions for footy. Just a little breeze. Madden gets his left hand to it. Ratton clears the congestion. Bradley. Oh, well done. Spalding was good too. Bradley went once, then knocked it clear. Hannah. Little kick for Camporelli. No, he goes in the Kernahan direction. Too far for that player, and the bounce is a bit awkward. And the percentages are played by Croft, knocking it over for a throw in left forward pocket for the Blues.
Interesting manoeuvre by Craig Bradley there. He's going to handball backwards a couple of times and changed his mind on both occasions. The second time he nearly lost the footy.
So the throw in the left forward pocket for Carlton. And the ball held up there. Croft's number 20, Watts number 25 there for Footscray. Gleeson for the Blues. Umpire will bounce. Only 20 metres from the Carlton goal, perhaps a little less than that. Kernahan doing the ruck work. Gleeson tries to get through, throws his right foot at it and registers a behind. Gleeson, what probably looks fairly ordinary in the goal kicking stakes, 1 goal 4, but a couple of them have been hurried snaps at goal. So perhaps it could look a little better. And the kick in goes fairly well straight down the ground. Kutafides fourth in line, taken by West. His kick was well done by Pearce because the kick only went as far as Hannah. Hannah's kick into the pocket, very, very awkward for Clappe. Clappe onto the left foot, weighted kick. Spalding into the goal area. Spalding still there. Gleeson's going to swoop on this. Back to Kernahan, and he's now kicked 8.
Bit stiff Footscray there, Robbo, the bounce.
Yes, the bounce can be annoying, but certainly in favour of the Blues. 12-14 to 6-6.
It was a good kick by Clappe to try and find Spalding. Just carried a little too far for him as he controlled the ball here. Clappe, left foot, he's very good on both sides. Clappe deliberately looking there for Spalding. Now the ball comes to ground and bounces away from Watts. Pretty stiff there.
Eight goals to Steve Kernahan. Williams out of the centre again. He's got another chance, but it's Sexton in the road. Ben Sexton. A late inclusion in the Footscray side for Scott Wine. Tap on is by Lane. It's out of bounds in front of Scott West. Boundary throw in right on centre wing. 14 minutes left in the third term. So Steve Kernahan well on target to break that long-standing record of Harry Soapy Valence against Footscray. 9 goals kicked in 1933. Madden, who's been waxing it with Allen. He comes on in the second half of the terms. McKay's kick. Oh, has he got it again? Not this time. It's spilt. Liberatore, one of Footscray's best. It'll land just inside the boundary line. Liberatore 8-4 this afternoon. Scott West 11-4. Their leading possession gatherer so far. Although Johnson 10-2. Cameron, he's been quiet, runs into Southern, or was it the other way around? It's out of bounds anyway. Boundary throw in, still in Carlton's right forward pocket. And the Blues leading by a very handy margin, 12-14 to 6-6. Croft slaps it down. Cameron, Hannah's got him, well nearly, across his body. West can't get there before it's taken over by Ratton, and to throw it in front of the MCG members stand. Carlton by 44 points here at the MCG. Looked a fairly even matchup on paper. Hasn't turned out that way, certainly so far. Kernahan does the ruck work. Tried to get it to Williams. Liberatore out in front of Bradley. Still he goes, Bradley. Back to Kutafides, who does some hard work. Taking the hand pass, Christou. Lightning, like the flick pass of Teddy Whitten years ago, that one. Down goes Southern. Picked up by Smith at halfback. Away he goes. Osborne having a little bit of a disagreement. Still Smith goes down the wing. Great run. Grigic can't bend over. Whitehead takes the ball over. Grigic, has he kept it in? Tear along dotted line. He did. And he gained another 5 metres. Let's see what happened behind play. Kutafides and Osborne obviously don't like each other's aftershave. And we have a boundary throw in Footscray's right forward pocket. Madden with Grigic. Whitehead's in there. Ball shuffled out the side of the pack, and it comes to Sexton. Good mark. That's taken by Brad Johnson, whose stats are fairly impressive. To half forward. Marking contest down there. None can take it.
Well done.
Silvani, excellent work. Bradley, Carlton running it out of defence with consummate ease. Williams intercepting as Ramiro. West, well done. The Blues had it on a string seemingly. Osborne,
Arrogance.
who was in that little fight before, we'll call it that. In towards full forward. 3 Footscray players are there. Who's got the mark?
Grant.
That's Grant.
Now, instead of Chris Grant having a shot for goal, Stephen Kernahan should have had a chance from Bradley's position in the centre.
Arrogance, you said,
Just
Robbo?
overuse of the football wasn't necessary, I didn't think.
3 Footscray players. Chris Grant in the middle of them. Tyson Lane was the one this side. Took a great mark earlier at the other end of the ground. Chris Grant, which resulted in a goal. His first. He's kicked 1-1 so far this afternoon. The first Footscray player to kick 2 if he's accurate here. Oh, close. I think he's missed.
Yep.
Dear oh dear. 1 goal, 2 to Chris Grant. Can't make excuses for that. Footscray badly needed that one. It's 6-7 to 12-14.
Stephen Silvani, it's Chris Grant in the picture. And Silvani kicks in short, finds Hannah. Hannah goes back to Silvani. Silvani, he's got a player wide. It's McKay. McKay's got an acre in front of himself. Gets around onto his right foot. Can he break the tackle? Yes, he's got to bounce now, surely. Oh, he was lucky to get away with that. And the kick falls in short. He was forced to kick under a little bit of pressure. Liberatore has taken the mark wide of the centre. Tony Liberatore gathering quite a few possessions so far in this third term. 14 now, his tally. To half forward, nearly taken there by Hargraves. In trouble is Christou. Christou now will be intent on paddling the ball over for a throw-in. Left forward pocket for the Bulldogs. About 35 to 40 metres around from their goal. Carlton lead 12-14 to 6-7. Kernahan with 8 goals. Justin Madden to Ratton. Ratton grabbed by the leg, then gets the handball away. Or taken away from Hargraves. Now the Blues defence working very, very productively and together. Camporelli kicks wide and the ball spills on centre wing. Johnson knocks it clear. Cameron, Croft. Croft's kick is a wobbly old punt kick. It lands on the chest of Stanfield. Stanfield is about 54 metres from goal. Justin Madden, the man on the mark. Stanfield kicks long to the square. Contest at the back. Taken away by Whitehead. Short kick is effective and the mark is taken by Michael Sexton. Michael Sexton playing for Carlton. Ben Sexton, number 34 for Footscray. Spalding runs away and then kicks high. Up towards half forward. Pearce does well with the body to get rid of Wallace and then runs on. Can he get onto his left foot? My word, he can. He should kick the goal. No, he hooks it a little bit and registers just 1 behind.
Good running to assist and shepherd by Koutafidis too, just allow him to settle.
12-15 play, 6-7. So the difference there, 44 points now in favour of Carlton. And there's 10 minutes still left in this third term. So plenty of time for the Blues to build. And of course, from a Footscray point of view, they need a couple of goals quickly. Cameron's kick in, goes to half back. McKay makes the contest very good. Underneath that is Camporelli. He can't break away. The umpire will bounce. Left half forward for Carlton, about 60 metres from their goal.
44 points the difference at the MCG. Remember, this was a home game for Footscray. They gave up the advantage. The match was originally scheduled for the Western Oval. Madden across his body. Pearce in front, can't take the mark. The tidying up is done by West. Onto Smith, who loves a run. Camporelli gives chase to centre wing. McKay, good pressuring and the ball out of bounds for a throw in at that location. 9.5 minutes left in the third term. Ooh. Lane and McKay. Madden and Grigic. Neither would be a serious contender for this weekend's store gift. West from Liberatore. Wobbles off the side of the boot, the kick. Some good shepherding needed here. Grant gets taken out of the contest. Silvani over the top. Dean slaps it back. Kolanyuk went in. We've got much success. Christou, fresh air shot. It's a hard ball to win. Silvani and Grant. Kolanyuk applies a tackle.
Silvani good in the clinches there.
Yeah, twice, wasn't he, Robert?
A bounce, left half forward for the Footscray side. As Robbo said, they badly need some goals before three-quarter time, keeping Carlton scoreless at the same time if they possibly can. Running onto it now is Cameron. Loses some meterage. Back to Croft. Chips it to half forward. That would be, you would think, in the back to Stanfield.
Yes.
Free kicks now 11 to Footscray and Carlton 12, so they're evening up. Always seems to happen, but of course it's not how many you get and where you get them. Barry Stanfield will kick from outside 50. Win today in Melbourne and northerly, so across the ground, although it does of course swirl here. Was he pushed or did he dive? Bit of both, I think. Anyway, he's got the free kick. Could get it. Not a bad kick. He's got the distance. Even Madden couldn't get up for that one, and one behind. Kicked by Barry Stanfield. His first score of the afternoon. 6-8 to 12-15. 44 plays 87. 43 points the difference. 8 minutes left in the term. Christo.
Without Stephen Kernahan, it'd be 4-10 to 6-8, and Footscray would be in front. Anyway, he's out there, and he's kicked 8 goals, 5. Sexton, that's Michael Sexton's kick off the left foot. Bearing in mind that he's a natural right foot kick, was astray out on the full, so the free kick to Stephen Wallace at right half back for Footscray. Carlton 12-15, Footscray 6-8, difference 43 points in favour of the Blues. The kick to the wing, taken by Ratton, then Williams, handball over the top, Camporelli off the left foot, in towards half forward, chance for Spalding, Spalding off his left foot, hook kick to the front of the goals, Kernahan tries to tap it for Gleeson, Gleeson goes to Bradley, Bradley goes to Kernahan, Kernahan nearly got his 9th, but it was smothered off the boot in the finish and rushed over for a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Carlton. Kernahan doing the ruck work up against Ben Sexton. Ball spills to the front. Koutafidis goes through Spalding's legs. Under pressure, Southern goes to the boundary line, and we'll have another throw in. Matthew Allen. Well, we've just about come to expect this, haven't we, with about 8 minutes left in the term. Matthew Allen on and Justin Madden off for the Blues. Kernahan from behind. Ball spills now for Ratton. He's got to kick this. He just got his foot to it. It is a goal. Second goal kicked by Brett Ratton. Nearly made a meal of it. But the Blues have got their 13th on the scoreboard. They're 13-15. Footscray are 6-8.
Yeah, so the ball's certainly running Carlton's way, and you make your own luck in footy. And Ratton was the player, in fact, who got the ball out of that area there to give himself a second chance. So even if he, would say, didn't get his boot to it a second time, it still would have been a goal.
Back to the centre. Brett Ratton's second goal. Carlton go further ahead, a percentage booster for the Blues. Liberatore over the top to West, probably their two best players. That's not a bad kick. Is it a goal? Touched right on the line. Chris Grant has a few words for the goal umpire.
Well, he's in the best position, Pete, isn't he?
He should be. Silvani kicks it over the line and clear of hand and foot, as the new rule now stipulates. Gets it back to Christo. Used to wear the long sleeve jersey. A bit too hot for it today. Even Michael Tuck discarded it in the 87 grand final against Carlton. Hannah. Carlton moving the ball well. Whitehead. Mark taken by Pearce. Pearce in from centre wing. Kernahan on the lead. Footscray players back there in numbers. Southern. A little give goes to Gleeson. A snapshot is off target. And Gleeson now 1 goal, 5. Certainly could have been 2 goals, 4. He missed a sitter from in front in the first quarter, directly in front, 35 metres out. Watts is going to kick in. 6-9 to 13-16, 45 to 94. So it hasn't been a hard day at the office for David Parkin so far. Alan Joyce in this match last year, his first in the 3rd round. Footscray went down to Collingwood by 1 point when he coached the Bulldogs for the first time. Weston Hannah. It's out of bounds on centre wing. Change being made again. Now Barry Mitchell coming on, and it was I think it was Ratton that went off.
Yes, it was. Mitchell's first run too, Pete.
Grigic with the gloves, beautifully done. Good ruck work. Liberatore, left footer, high up inside 50. Big pack of players set themselves down there. Christou roves it beautifully. Back to Clapper it was. Christou plenty of time to measure the kick. Good shepherd by the former West Coast Eagle too. Well, that's a good mark to Spalding. Terrific grab. Spalding from right centre wing puts Carlton back deep into attack again. Bad kick there. There's a holding decision. Kernahan free kick, I think.
Yes, correct.
Gee, well, he's had a couple of good frees from Rowan Saws today. One at the other end, which looked a little bit, as you say, tiggy. And let's see what happened in this case. Was he being held? He's got him on the shoulder. Yes. Can't argue with that. Now, this goal would equal the record by a Carlton player against Footscray, set by Harry Soapy Valance back in 1933. In round 8 at Princes Park, that happened. It's happened in 95 at the MCG.
Well, it is a bit of a soft one, Pete, but the rule says you can't hold on, so, you know, don't give the umpire a chance to give a free kick against you.
It was actually well picked up, wasn't it, by the umpire?
Well, again, that's what they're there for, Pete. That third umpire is supposed to be there in that area to assist in picking those infringements up, and it's always going to happen against a player like Kernahan, who's done so very well.
You'd give 100 free kicks in the ruck if they gave it for that every week.
Correct.
So the umpire bounces the ball back in the centre. Grigic was favoured by that bounce, but the Carlton defence across half-back have been working very, very good together. But this is Scotty West for Footscray. Off the left foot, he's had 14 kicks and 6 handballs. What a spectacular mark by Silvani. Plays on quickly, gets it to Christou, no messing around. Out wide towards the wing. It's taken by Rowan Smith. He'll pump it deep into attack for Footscray. Into the pocket, Grant. Oh, it's cleared the pack and gone through for a goal.
Great kick.
That is a magnificent goal kicked by Rowan Smith. He was deep in the right forward pocket, close to the boundary line. He's kicked it over 50 metres and through for Footscray's 7th goal.
Yes, that was brilliant because he had to beat 2 players on the outer side as well. And Smith's kicked the only 2 goals for Footscray in this quarter. But like a lot of his teammates, finding it hard to get enough of the football to give themselves an opportunity.
14-16, the Blues have brought up their century. Footscray lamenting in arrears by 49 points. Grigic takes it out of the air, then hand passes to Smith. Smith to Watts. Watts over the top. Sadeur's fumble, quite critical. Koutafidis will make him pay. His kick towards full forward has been marked by Kernahan. Too strong, too tall, and too positive there for Ben Sexton, who's been on and off the bench for the Bulldogs.
Yes, gave himself a chance too with that kick in the air. Clever.
Well, I don't know whether how many times Stephen Kernahan would have kicked double-figure goals. This could be his 10th. It wouldn't be many, I wouldn't think. And on top of that, he's kicked 5 behinds that weren't all that difficult.
Correct.
His kick for goal is pretty close. Ooh, it's his 6th behind. Bit of an anticlimax there. It was close to that goalpost. The right-hand goalpost as the goal umpire looks at it. 14-17 plays 7-9. The difference 50 points with 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, he's kicked 10 goals once before, Robbo, which was, where are we, round 20 in 1989.
Libba got the free kick. He also got a couple of nice old whacks, and the advantage was paid to Footscray through West. Kick off the ground, comes back, in fact comes past Alan Bradley, paddles forward. Johnson a chance, looks for options. Ramiro on the end of the hand pass is kicked right on 50. Mackay, great mark over Lane. Transfers it back to the centre wing position. He's got Sexton on his own. Then Sexton breaks clear. Short pass up the half forward. Oh, York Wallace. Cameron gets it away from Milhana. Only just, and a boundary throw in. 3 minutes left in the 3rd term. So Footscray getting off to a slow start, and they haven't been able to get back into the match after that goalless first quarter. And probably the story of the day, certainly on the scoreline. Johnson from Bradley. Sexton in front of Stanfield. Sexton short of right centre wing. Michael Sexton's kick, marked by Allen. Next to the interchange gates on the wing, over the head of Bradley. Clappe makes a lead. Still he goes, Clappe. Johnson, I thought, could have got a bit harder. Now Watts takes the hand pass. Off one step. Marking contest. That's a Footscray ball. And it's Sexton who's got the mark. That's Ben Sexton. Good kick, distance-wise. His brother tries to go for the mark. He was shepherded out of the contest. Christou knocks it down. Now Hannah farms it out in front. Still Christou. Inside 50. Goes at goal and kicks it.
Good play, Christou.
Terrific goal from the back man. 7-9 to 15-17.
Yes, that's been the way that Carlton halfbacks have been prepared to play today. They've been prepared to run forward. Bradley is off for a bit of a breather, I would suggest, and Ratton is back on. Good play there by Chris. He must have lost sight of the ball in that sun for a moment, but just got his fist to it, backed up again. As the crowd indicates, he's a terrific kick for distance, and that time accurate as well.
Well, Christou's 17th kick and 21st possession results in his first goal and Carlton's 15th in the closing minutes of the third term. There's a free kick. Well, that's interesting. There was an umpire controlling the game about 10 metres away, and the umpire from 50 metres away, Peter Carey, has given the decision in favour of Ramiro. Oh, Silvani, fourth in line, another great mark. Proving to be the Rock of Gibraltar at full back. Kicks across the half-back line. The mark is taken by Matthew Allen. He looks down the field and then kicks short. Pearce, a little bit too fierce. In goes Hannah. Grabbed by Grigic. Well, that was perhaps the professional free kick.
I'd say so.
Milhana was away if Grigic hadn't have held him up.
There's no question he was past Grigic, so intelligent thing to do, really, even though you've given away a free kick.
Hannah kicks in towards centre-half forward. Looks for Kernahan. He couldn't take the mark. West tackled by Mitchell. The ball comes to Kellett. Kellett tackled by Kernahan. Well, that's an idea of what it's all about. Watch Kernahan go again for Croft. The ball spills for Hannah. Can't get through. Chance now for Mitchell to Williams. Over the top. The advantage is with Gleeson. Gleeson off his right foot. Kicks towards full forward. The ball at the feet of Steve Wallace. He'll try to go for the boundary line. Not far enough. Gleeson, the kick across his body with his left foot is a little bit too far. It bounces just inside the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in the left forward pocket for Carlton. Only 4 metres around from the behind post. The Blues 15-17, lead Footscray 7-9. The difference is 56 points in favour of Carlton. Spalding tries to break clear. In goes the Footscray defence to hold it up. And the umpire will be forced to bounce only 20 metres from the Carlton goal.
Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. And Footscray trailing by 56 points. A nice old sort of a shellacking for them here this afternoon. Sadat Sir looking for a free kick. Mitchell out of the congestion. Bounces it through from behind. I don't know whether the score is going to count because there'll be a free kick further back, I think. And that's going to West, who's been a pretty good performer for the Bulldogs this afternoon. Son of the eyes of Stanfield. He marks in front of Allen nonetheless. Right on the boundary line on the outer side. There's the siren for three-quarter time. And Carlton in a commanding position here at the MCG. The Blues leading 15-17, 107 to Footscray 7-9-51.
Don't go your way.
Final quarter at the MCG, 51-107. A difference of 56 points in favour of Carlton. They got away in the first quarter. Ratton gets away here, but the umpires brought it back. The highlight today certainly so far, the 9 goals kicked by Steve Kernahan to equal the Carlton record against Footscray of Harry Soapy Valance back in 1933. Barry Mitchell, who spent most of the game on the bench so far. Kernahan again couldn't take the mark. At the bottom of the pack, and just about always there, it seems, Koutafidis, who does a lot of hard work in some of those tough clinches.
Well, he's got to be an improved player if Carlton are to go any better than in the last 2 years, Koutafidis. He's now played probably close to 50 games.
Lane tackled by Mitchell, didn't have the ball. Gleeson might have been touched off the boot. Umpire does call play on. Hannah snares it well, gets around West, Goes back to Gleeson, who's been inaccurate in front of goal today, but kicks it down to Pearce, who takes the mark directly in front.
The Carlton player's in trouble too, Pete. I didn't quite see what happened.
Camporelli.
No, he's up. He's okay now. Just having a rest.
Pearce has been a handy pickup, hasn't he? With his left foot, just adds a little bit of flavour across the centre line and half forward line.
Well, it's always good to have, like at a cricket side, having left-handers batting. It's great to have 4 or 5, if you can, left-footers in your side, provided they can kick.
That helps.
Yes.
Very timely comment. Out of bounds on the full. Oh, you didn't know he was going to do that, did you?
I didn't know at all.
He can kick better than that, and Croft will kick the ball back into play.
So this is Matthew Croft, who's had his hands full. I don't think anyone would envy him. Good mark to Spalding in front. Earl Spalding has done a pretty good job. 7 kicks, 4 handballs, 6 marks. Kicks to the front of the goals. And an excellent mark taken by Cameron. Hannah, a little disappointed with himself.
Yeah, thought he should have gone, but he's running for Kernahan to go, but then Kernahan fell over.
So Cameron takes advantage and plays on. With that left foot, he finds Liberatore on centre wing. Tony Liberatore. Short kick. Mark is taken by Southern, who looks as though he might be now playing at centre half forward. Gets it back to Liberatore. He's kicking towards half forward. Marking contest, there is none, because the big long arms of Justin Madden are stretched to their limit. O'Sullivan getting a run. He'd like this. Williams in the centre of the ground, unattended. Kicks with that left foot out wide. Kernahan in front, gathers the ball, gets it to Hannah. Hannah from 46 metres, unselfishly Spalding into an open goal. Should give the hand pass off. He's messed it up. No, he's going to give it to Gleeson, and Gleeson will get his second goal.
2-5 to Adrian Gleeson.
Blues go marching on, 16-17 to 7-9. The margin, 62 points.
Yes, and perhaps the option from Libber at the other end of the ground when he squared the ball to centre half forward rather than going toward the goal square, picked out the biggest bloke on the ground at the time in Justin Madden. The ball comes back and the goal gets down the other end.
The Blues continue on their merry way. Madden at the centre bounce against Barry Stanfield. Adrian Gleeson getting his second goal. It's 113 to 51, and a nice old drubbing. Williams again out of the centre. Ratton passes opposite number 7 West. Footscray's best player today. Pearce and Wallace. A knock on, another knock on, this time from Gleeson. Is it going to sit? No. Yes,
Kernahan.
What's he doing down there?
Oh, what about Kernahan?
Peter Dean getting into the act. And Christo kicked a goal in the previous quarter, and not to be outdone, Peter Dean has come down and kicked another one. 17-17 to 7-9.
Just watch this deft.
This was clever.
Should that have been a free kick?
That probably should have been, now that I see that on replay. Now watch this tap on. Thank you. He's reasonably happy, Peter Dean.
He doesn't mind kicking a goal, dude, does he? Back at the centre, free kick. Madden plays on quickly, kicks to half forward, punched away, back near the wing. Taken by Cameron, Leon Cameron for Footscray. A high kick across the half-back line. Rowan Smith takes the mark, looks to play on. One bounce, then kicks long, wider to the left half-forward area. Ramiro taken away by Johnson. That was no mark, they shared it. Johnson's kick towards full forward. Silvani at the back, strength and composure. And then kicks brilliantly and finds Camporelli. Looking to play on, may go in towards the centre. He does. Ratton leaves it behind, but McKay, sure ball handling. Camporelli again. Christou, the little kick, finds Mitchell. Mitchell's on centre wing and will kick Carlton into their forward half.
Barry Mitchell kicks to half forward. Liberatore missed it. Chance for Southern. Tackle was by Ratton, and the ball was all tied up. Koutafidis again. Williams. Hand pass a little bit too severe. Lets Johnson in. His hand passes over the top. Lane gives it back to the running Johnson. Johnson hugs the boundary line with the kick. He's found Barry Stanfield. As Collingwood prepares to come back on. Kick inboard. Mark taken by Smith.
He's played a reasonable game, Rowan Smith.
He has. 9 and 4 for him. Kick to half forward. Grant. Limited opportunities for him today. Christou Good hand pass under pressure. Tries to find Whitehead. Williams a little give to that player. Ramiro's got him. Ball paddled further forward. Sexton a chance if he can get it inside the boundary. He can't. And it's out of bounds to be thrown in right on 50.
Just wonder that handball from Chris Grant, who did well to get the ball off the hands of Ramiro. Handball into the line of Leon Cameron. Wasn't spot on. He could have kicked. And the way they're playing today, you just take the easier option there and kick the ball.
Lane caught. Liberatore from a standing start. Kicks to the forward pocket. The two number ones are there, Silvani and Grigic. And it's out of bounds, I think, on the full. And Silvani will take the kick.
It would have to be, otherwise it would be a mark to the Carlton player.
That's right, it would, yeah. Sexton. Two Sextons out on the field today on opposite sides. Liberatore rows it well. West beats him to it. Ratton gives chase, so too does Williams. Osborne. Stanfield almost. Whitehead.
Well done by that.
Mitchell. McKay from right half back. Again, Carlton running it well out of the centre. Williams, or out of defence, I should say. Koutafidis from Williams. Centering kick. Kernahan has to fly from behind. He's got the mark.
Well done, Koutafidis. It was a terrific effort. And the ball coming from the back line from McKay.
Whitehead. Yes, I was just...
Yes.
The only reason, Ross, was
Whitehead.
because he gives away centimetres
Exactly.
to Stanfield,
Yeah.
and he made a contest of it.
Yes,
That's why
because the umpire may have been going to pay a mark, but because he kept going at it, Whitehead that is,
Yeah.
the umpire said no, play on, and all of a sudden the skipper has another shot at goal. And that, I was going to say, Koutafidis' tap on there, knowing where Williams was excellent.
For his 10th goal, to break that record we've been speaking of Soapy Valance against Footscray. He's equalled it. Has he broken it? Not yet. 9 goals, 7 I've got him for, Robbo.
Well, that's 10-1, so will we say he's broken the record?
Well, he kicked 9-6 in another round. Does that count as 10? Yeah.
51 to 120.
Cameron's off for Footscray.
Kick in, goes to the far side. Hannah at the back. Tap forward. Kernahan. Taken away by West. He's been a very good player for Footscray. This is Tyson Lane. Lane is on centre wing and kicks it forward for the Bulldogs. Looking out there for Ben Sexton. Tackled by Dean. The ball spills, but Ben Sexton's recovery was all right. He's kicking towards centre half forward. It goes to the back. Still a chance there for Footscray. Grigic gets his big fist to it, but taken away by Christou. Quite magnificent across the half-back line. Loves to run with the footy. He's had 2 bounces. He'll set this up. The long striding edge, Christou goes after the 3rd bounce with a thumping punt kick, and Kernahan marks on his chest. Spalding's in the square on his own. Kernahan 10 marks. Unselfishly goes in short. Bradley. No, it's going to go back. Oh, well, I thought it was going back because the umpire called it back. But no, sirree, Bradley's kicked it back to Stephen Kernahan.
Just looking for stats.
Well, it looked to me as though I didn't look back, and I thought the umpire must have called it back from where
And guess
Kernahan
where it's going again?
back to Bradley, into Ratton, and Ratton kicks the goal.
3
goals to Brett Ratton, 2 goals to Gleeson. But the star of the day, Stephen Kernahan, has kicked 9 goals.
Kernahan 19 and 5, but what about Christou? Roscoe, he's got the same stats.
Well, I've just about done my votes now because the game's well and truly over, and Kernahan, without doubt, best on ground, and then Dean and Christou have been very good. Dean probably just in front of Christou and it had to be played.
Ratton's 3rd goal, and the Blues putting on a bit of a clinic here in the last quarter. Well, they got the break in the first term. It really has been one-way traffic most of the day. Gleeson slung as he kicked. O'Sullivan, Harry Madden, Pearce down towards left half forward. He was looking for Bradley. He was out positioned. The Rhinos got it. Still he goes, O'Sullivan. Centering kick. Kernahan this time. Can't take it. Spalding, will he go off the ground? Can't do so. Bulldogs defence trying to tie it up. Liberatore to Southern. And away goes Danny. Past Koutafidis. Back to Libba from half-back. Looks for Ramiro. Past McKay. Osborne. Back to Ramiro. Ramiro down from left centre wing. Sexton over the top. Couldn't take the mark. Grant tries to outpace Whitehead to the boundary line. Whitehead's got the footy. He takes it over. And it will be thrown in 35 metres from goal. Last quarter. Almost halfway through. Boundary throw in. Grigic and Madden. Line ball. Stanfield a chance. So too Sexton. West. Snapshot. Across goal. And the mark is taken by the ever reliable Silvani. On to Pearce. On his knees in front of Smith. Just up from the back pocket. Carlton certainly looking the fitter side. Harry Madden. Good on you, Harry. Keep going, son. Up the centre wing. Oh, beautiful pass.
And he's just gone off the ground, Peter.
Went straight to the bench.
So Spalding too. He's been replaced by Clappe.
Watts. Ramiro. From the centre square or just wide of it. And the mark taken by Barry Stanfield. He'll be kicking from outside 50. Long way from home. Eight kicks, 5 marks to Stanfield today. Really has been Carlton's afternoon. Bulldogs scoreless in the first quarter. Stanfield, good kick and a goal. Barry Stanfield's first goal and Footscray's 8th. Footscray 8-9, 57. Carlton 18-18, 126.
Well, Barry Stanfield, after being initially outpointed by Kernahan in the first 15 minutes of that first quarter, has done reasonably well. At least he's battled the big fellas in Allen and Madden fairly well, but just has lacked support, man. Simply lacked height.
Matthew Allen gets his hands on it again at the centre. Taken away by Rowan Smith. Does well and then thumps a long punt kick in towards full forward. Contest at the back right head. Liberatore, Silvani, Osborne, now Tyson Lane. Snapshot by Lane. Has hit the post. So no luck for the Bulldogs. 20 minutes to go in this game, and Alan Joyce with his assistance. Nothing much to rejoice about. The kick in has been taken by Gleeson. He runs away outside 50, kicks towards half forward. Kutafides up high, but this is Watts. Watts back near the centre, and nearly the mark taken by Sexton, but he got the handball away. The kick was not clear by Christou. Still a contest at the centre. Rowan Smith again. Kicks Footscray back towards their full forward line. Nearly taken by McKay, but Ben Sexton. Handball wide, Lane beaten for it by McKay. McKay goes to Gleeson. Gleeson to Michael Sexton. Michael Sexton, a stab pass, drop punt was a beauty to Mitchell. Clappe to the goal front. It may go to the back, but it's Croft. Evades Kernahan's tackle, runs across the front of the square again, and then kicks to the half-back area, but he finds Gleeson. The kick a little too far for Danny Southern, and Gleeson is marked. Gleeson, pretty good stats. 19 kicks and 7 handballs. Kernahan! Clappe is in the square. Turn around, Stephen. Still there on his own. Maybe he does want to break that record outright.
Round 3 record of all players was 15 goals, 3 by Bob Pratt. It was set a long time ago in 1934 as well.
Well, to break that, he'd have to kick another 7, wouldn't he? He's kicked 9 already. There's 20 minutes left.
It was a good kick too to find him.
Kernahan is... I've said there's 20 minutes left. Well, I think our clock may have broken down. I would say we'd probably be about halfway through the term. Kernahan shot for goal. Wobbly old punt kick, but it's a goal.
That breaks the record of Soapy Vallis. The record had stood since 1933 against Footscray. The best goal effort by a Carlton player against the Bulldogs.
Yes, and just simply an out-and-out champion.
Eight and a half minutes left in this match, Robbo. So you're not going to get overtime tonight. 58 to 132. Clappe. Great start, or restart for his career at Carlton after coming from the West Coast. Taken over the boundary line by Johnson. He hasn't been the dynamo today, Matt Clappe. It's been Steve Kernahan's turn. 10 goals, 7 he's kicked. A man who's topped the goal kicking every year he's been at Carlton. Kudafidis, who does a lot of tough work, as I said before, in close. Hand pass comes out to Bradley through some very heavy traffic. Oh, brilliant goal! Brilliant goal from Bradley. His second. What a kick from the champ. 2018 to 8-10.
Yes, and a bit being said between Bradley and Libba after the goal was kicked, but that was a clever goal. Fairly congested. Clappe featuring. Just finds a bit of space there, Craig Bradley. The umpire didn't move.
20 goals 18 to 8 goals 10. Matthew Allen, very effective when he comes onto the ground for the last 6 or 7 minutes of each turn. That kick awkward for Grant, taken by Dean. Good contest. McKay gets it back near the centre. Whitehead over the top. Allen in turn. This is Christou. Christou's kick. Long into the pocket. Knocked away. Sir. Handball. A little too fierce there for Rowan Smith. Well done by Pearce. O'Sullivan back to Pearce, back to Bradley. Bradley, a thumping kick. Kernahan in line, couldn't take the mark. Ball rebounds, chance for O'Sullivan. He's made some space, unselfish again. They share it here. Gleeson will get his third. Well, you'd reckon they've got more players on the ground than Footscray now, and that's the way it usually goes, isn't it, when a team is winning so easily. 21-18 to 8-10.
Yes, and Steve Kernahan, you can see on screen there, just coming off the ground, replaced by Earl Sporting. But their teamwork, Robbo, it happens that way because they're more prepared to run, create, help, assist, whatever you want to say. They are there. So Sullivan did very well here. An unselfish play from Clappe as well.
Steve Kernahan having a well-earned rest on the ground after having kicked 10 goals and broken a club record against Footscray. West out of the congestion, out of the centre, wide to centre wing. Pearce, the only one with a chance of getting it before the boundary line, and he does just that. That's a better kick. Last time he had a shot at goal was a shocker. Mitchell back to Allen. Allen races into goal, tries centering it, and Silvani looks as though he's gone down to full forward.
Yes, Earl Sporting finding himself at the moment the unusual role as full back.
So the difference 58 to 144. The biggest ever win by Carlton over Footscray was 129 points. That was in 1982 in round 18 at Princes Park. I don't think they'll do that today, but it's going to be a decent sized one. Silvani! Goals!
Everything's working, Pete, isn't it?
Everything. It is Carlton's day. 22-18 to 8-10.
Yes, just things really falling into place, and their teamwork's been outstanding today. Williams just strong as an ox, never lost control of the footy.
Well, gee, they might break that record. It's already their second biggest win over Footscray. They've got to get a victory of 129 points, and the way they're playing, Robbo, they could still do it.
Oh, well, what is it now? 92. And it all gets back to these centre bounces. They've been quite magnificent around the centre, and all players have had some contribution. Hannah gets it back to McKay. McKay's little kick, good spotting, great vision. Gleeson going for his fourth. Kick to the square. Silvani's marked it again. Well, he's having a bit of a spell on the forward line and pretty well enjoying it. He plays on and kicks another goal for the Blues. It is absolutely raining goals here at the MCG in favour of Carlton. They've now kicked 8 goals in this last term to Footscray's solitary goal.
And Robbie, you said during the call that everyone has contributed for Carlton. That really has been the score, because even the players who have sat on the bench when they've come on, like O'Sullivan and also Mitchell, have had something to contribute. And fantastic team performance.
Well, their best ever score, Footscray, or Carlton against Footscray in the last quarter was 9 goals 3, and that was in 1939. They're on target to beat that as well. 23-18 to 8-10. And again out of the centre. Gleeson having a terrific match. Hannah, Mitchell does the shepherding. Keeps Collingwood at bay. Bradley in front. Johnson. Silvani. Can't handle the congestion. He's already kicked 2 goals in this quarter. And a bounce inside 50, just inside the boundary line. About 5 minutes left to play in the last quarter. And David Footscray would prefer to forget. Koutafidis. Mitchell. Kick smothered. Bradley again. Cross his body. Who's there? Grigic needs a good bounce. Silvani, can he make it 3? Croft, good tackle. Gleeson looks for options. They're running out of them down there now. Silvani. Allen off target. Out of bounds or behind? One behind. Kicked by Matthew Allen. He does well when he comes on to replace.
My word,
Justin
he does.
Madden.
I tell you what, he's a good young player.
Leon Cameron kicks in and finds Scott West, who's certainly, Robbo, knocked up trying all day.
Yes, he has. He's been pretty good for Footscray. Liberatore's been all right too. Rowan Smith. Well, they nearly messed it up. They may have. Liberatore's got the footy underneath, and eventually the umpire will be forced to bounce. So Footscray looked as though they were going to take that away from the centre of the ground. 2-on-1. But good performance there by Pearce to hold it up. Not long to go in the game. Footscray supporters, not much to barrack about. Stanfield kicks it towards half forward. Knocked away by Christou. McKay, then Sexton. Sexton's handball not quite far enough. Richard Osborne, run down. Good combination there. Pearce was good, and he's going to get a kick out of it because he ran Richard Osborne down and then kicks it along the wing. Koutafidis couldn't take the mark. Steve Wallace is there for Footscray. A wobbly old punt kick back towards the centre of the ground. The ball spills now for Liberatore again. Hand pass gives it to Smith. Smith from 65 metres. Kicks to the square. Footscray mark at the back to be taken there by Grant. Pretty good crowd here at the MCG. Nearly 42,000 people to watch Carlton annihilate the Bulldogs at the stage of the game. 21-19 to 8-10. Grant around onto his left foot. Kicks the goal? No. The umpire will ask him to come back and repeat the dose.
Well, he had kicked it. It was a goal.
But he was not allowed to play on because the umpire has not ruled, at this stage anyway, that it is all clear to play on.
That's right. He's still trying to get the Carlton players away from the arc.
Well, if he did it the first time, you'd think he'd be able to do it the second time. He tries and he misses. 1 goal, 3 to Chris Grant.
Difference is 98 points. Carlton's second biggest win over Footscray. Won't be their biggest now. They haven't got time. Spalding in the back pocket. Spalding goes across the ground. Peter Dean. And along with his cohort, Ange Christou, sharing an honour today in kicking a goal. This is Whitehead. Back to McKay. He's been good. Bradley. And whatever Bradley does, or has done today, has been top class. Silvani, 2 goals in the last quarter. Can he make it another one? Not this time. Wallace goes for the boundary line, and he'll just get it across. Throw in for left half forward for Carlton. Steve Wallace, one of the veterans, runner-up in the 85 best and fairest. And Footscray, and the former captain. 3 minutes left in this match. The Rhino applies a tackle, applies a bump, clears the way for Gleeson. Williams on the boundary line, seemingly with a fortnight to measure it off. Terrific pass, and he's got it to Bradley.
Yeah, there's a big key between Williams and Bradley, isn't there? They don't give the ball away straight away.
No.
They always seem to have a bit of a look.
And and they also, Robbo, whilst I know Williams does get a lot of possessions, and in fact Bradley coming into this game was averaging 29 possessions for the game. They only need about 15 or 16 good ones, and they hurt you badly, don't they?
My word.
Williams 12 and 12, Bradley 11 and 7, and Bradley for his 3rd goal. The previous goal in this quarter was an absolute gem from him. But there have been so many good Carlton goals today. The one that Curtahan bounced through at this end of the 2nd quarter was terrific. That will hit the post. 2 goals, 1 to Craig Bradley.
I reckon he'd be the sort of bloke that'd be crook on that too.
Oh, he is.
99 points the difference. 2 minutes left in this match, and Leon Cameron will bring it back. Alan Joyce, as I said, when he coached his first match for Footscray, he lost by a point. Today it's going to be around near 100 points.
Kick in has been well marked by Ramiro at half back. Gives it back to Cameron. Cameron's little kick along the boundary line has been marked by Croft. Croft over the top. Good running provided by Kolonyuk, who's been on the bench for quite a deal of the game, and an excellent mark. Geez, good is Shaw. Ball handling, Andrew McKay. Across that half-back line, he and Christou, Dean. The defence for Carlton has been fantastic. This is O'Sullivan, Luke O'Sullivan. His kick goes in towards the wing. The mark is taken there by Sir. Sir is just behind the wing as far as Footscray is concerned. His kick goes towards half-forward. The mark is taken out there by Stephen Wallace. He plays on. Chris Grant approaching 50 metres. Goes for goal. A lovely long kick by Grant to the goal line. It's over for 1 behind. 1 goal 4 now to Chris Grant, and a minute left in the game. So Carlton heading for a terrific victory, 23-20 to 8 goals 12.
98 points the difference. Allen at left half back. Oh, we were singing his praises before. That's not one of his better efforts. It's out of bounds on the full, but I think we'll excuse him. Free kick to be taken by Smith. Grant tries to beat 3 Carlton players. Huge pack down there. Hand pass ineffective. Mitchell tackled high. Ramiro looks for holding the ball. The umpire will wisely bounce it. This match was expected, at least on paper, to be fairly close. David Parkin can give the voice a rest this afternoon. Match certainly hasn't turned out to be close at all. And a mammoth victory to Carlton. Liberatore, he's knocked up trying. Haven't seen too much of Aussie. Tried to go off the ground. Second time he goes off the ground more successfully. Past Kellett. Carlton again combining well. Whitehead's kick to half back, the centre wing. Pearce with the free kick. Measures it well. Mitchell, there's the siren. Carlton recording their second highest or biggest win over Footscray of 98 points. The Blues scoring 23-20, 158 to 8-12-60. Let's go to Dipper, and he